Second Timothy chapter 3, there's a passage that speaks of what's referred to as the last days. It's an interesting read. I don't want to go into all of it today, but it's interesting because when you read it, and particularly if you read it from different translations, you wonder, are we there? Are we in the last days? Well, the sad thing is that I wish I knew. I don't know. I don't know if this is the last days, but it certainly could point to the last days. Why? Well, because when it says people will be lovers of themselves, well, they are. When it says that people will be fighting with each other, they are. But I'm sure that if you look down through history, there will be times that people will have considered that they were in the last days. The thing that I do know is that Jesus said, we don't know, or he didn't know when the last days were because that was up to the Father. And the Father hadn't told him. I think the main thing about the last days is that we need to consider it. We need to consider where things are going. And I think that we need to consider our own lives and our own behavior and our own choices and ask ourselves, is there enough evidence in our lives to convict us of being followers of Christ? It's an interesting thought when you think about it because, well, it challenges everything you do and it challenges you, well, with evidence. And is there that evidence? You see, I don't think that going to a church is necessarily evidence. I think it's how you love your neighbor. It's how you live your life before others. That's the question. In the last days, well, in the last days, people will be lovers of themselves. Think about that today. And here's the other thing. I challenge you, read chapter 3 of Second Timothy. Read it. Read it in a couple translations. You may be surprised as to what you will find. Hey, until next time, God bless.